Hi guys, welcome to today's edition. My name is Alex and we are recording here live in Lagos. I'm excited today because we are joined here by Ms. Oyeronke. Oyeronke is our business development manager right here in Lagos. And in today's edition, we're going to be talking about STR, which simply means subject to regularization. Here in Nigeria, that's how they call it. If you're a new business now setting up in Nigeria, or you are thinking about expanding your business in Nigeria, you definitely want to stay on this episode and listen to the very end of it all so you can get amazing information and full absolute content about what STR is about, how to get it for your workers who are coming into Nigeria or coming into Lagos, and everything you need to know from cost to processes and everything. So guys, stay tuned and welcome to today's edition. Okay guys, so welcome Oye. I'm excited to have you. This is really our first recording we are having here in Lagos. We're going to have lots of fun on this episode. So guys, you want to relax and enjoy. So Oye, we normally do have a lot of questions coming from people who are expanding their businesses into Nigeria. And the key major thing that they always want to know is how do they get in legally and make sure that they have all their documentation, they have the right permits to stay in country and work. It's a big issue, and you know, for someone coming from say Europe or the Americas or any continent into Africa, you know, Africa is seen as a continent full of risk, and people coming in are always wary and want to be sure that they got everything covered. So STR definitely is something very important, and we would like to understand for our audience, for someone listening in who doesn't know anything about that process, what is this whole STR? Let's just keep it simple. STR, subject to regularization, just to make it an easy bite for people who are listening in. So what is this whole STR about?
Okay, thank you guys, thank you for having me. So STR basically is just a resident permit or work permit for expatriates coming into work into Nigeria. So it's just an avenue for hiring organizations to invite expatriates to be able to transfer their skills and knowledge to help grow the Nigerian economy. So for STR, you need to have this visa, like I said, to work in Nigeria, to be able to reside in Nigeria. And that's pretty much it, really.
I see. So it's interesting because as you navigate across West Africa and even across the world, different people call it different things. In Ghana, we call it work and residence permit. I know elsewhere they call it work visa. So my understanding from this explanation you've given is that basically STR is the equivalent of a work and residence permit. Is that it?
That's it, yeah.
Okay. So how is the process like? Is it difficult? I imagine it could be quite cumbersome, but can you tell us the process, how to go about it?
It's not that much cumbersome if you have the right process being put in place. So the first and foremost thing is for you to make sure your hiring organization has got expatriate quota, and the expatriate quota can be gotten from the Ministry of Interiors. So when they have that, so you can then decide to apply for your STR visa in your home embassy, that is your country. If not, we can apply. You can apply it in Nigeria, but it's always best to apply for it in your home embassy. What you need, the requirement basically is just a valid passport and 6 months not expired, and you must have your letter of employment from the hiring organization, an acceptance letter, and also the quota certificate, that's the expatriate quota from the hiring organization. You must have 2 passport photographs, and also you should be able to fill an application form called IM222. So that form must be filled and sent to the embassy, and that way we'll be able to get your STR visa issued to you.
So from what you just said, what I understand, or what I got from what you just said, is that for STR, first the hiring organization, which should have been a fully incorporated company in Nigeria, that is your proposed employer, should have applied and obtained some quotas. And I believe you said this quota is obtained from the Ministry of Interior.
Interiors,
so the hiring organization applies for that. They have the quota, and then before this employee who is being hired comes in from their home country is where they actually start this whole STR processes, isn't it? I see. It's quite different. I mean, if you compare the process of obtaining STR in Nigeria, which is the equivalent of a work and residence permit for Ghana, for example, the person can just fly in the country with their normal business visa, and then once they arrive in the country is when the whole process starts. But I think here in Nigeria, from what you have explained, it's actually the opposite, where the process starts from the person's country of residence.
Exactly.
I see. So what happens in a situation where there is no embassy of Nigeria in that person's country of residence? Is there any option?
Yeah, there's always an option. Like I said, if you don't want to apply for it in your home embassy, you can come into Nigeria. At the immigration point, all you need to provide is the documents I just spoke about, and those documents will be presented at the embassy and the immigration ports. So from there, they'll be able to issue you a visa. It takes longer compared to you applying it from your home country. Yeah, but you can still always do it just in case. There's always a mishap in everything. So yeah, you can still do it in Nigeria. Yeah.
So after the person obtains the STR, say from their embassy or from their home country, they go to the embassy with the documents you just mentioned. They take it there. They do all the processes there. When they now get into Nigeria, what do they have to do next?
When they get into Nigeria, because of course they've been issued the STR visa in their home country. So when they get into Nigeria, for you to be able to stay longer, so the STR will need to be regularized into a SEPA card. So that SEPA card gives you the opportunity to do so many things. You can reside in the country for more than 2 years. Yeah, that is what
Interesting. What would you say in terms of the whole process? Is it cumbersome for someone sitting and watching us today? They're probably thinking this must be hectic. This is Nigeria. There's so much about Nigeria. What would you say? On a rate of, say, 1 to 10, how would you rank this? Is it difficult? Is it 10?
Averagely.
Being very difficult, it won't work. 1 means very easy.
Have 5, I would say 5.
Okay.
On average scale.
Okay, guys, you heard it. You heard it from the expert. It sounds good. How much does it cost to get this?
Okay. The cost is it's got this stipulated visa fee cost from the immigration. For STR visa. You need to pay in Nigeria 120,000 naira. For your own embassy, I'm not sure how much you have to pay, so that you have to confirm
from your own embassy. Yes, makes sense. Okay, and then so 120,000 naira, you can get the STR done. Once you are in country, you pay that for the regularization of the permit. Okay, and then so once it's issued, it's valid for 2 years?
It's valid for 2 years.
It's valid for 2 years. And then when it's time for renewal, how does it work also?
You just send in an application, your hiring organization, send in an application to the immigration, and they'll be able to renew.
Okay, so just one last question before we round up. I've also heard a lot about this TWP, temporary work permit. What is the difference between the TWP and the STR, and what comes in?
The difference is TWP is a short visit visa that can only last you for 90 days to 180 days. So it's pretty much for workers and contractors coming into Nigeria, not someone who is willing to stay for more than 1 year or 2 years. So that's the difference, really. Okay,
and then just another follow-up question for people listening in who are from the ECOWAS sub-region. Do they still need STR to be able to come and work in Nigeria, or they can just come in and work?
You still need to obtain a resident permit, a work permit to work in Nigeria.
Irrespective of your nationality, because you're coming to work. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Oye. I think that's been very, very helpful. So you heard it from the expert. This is Firmus Advisory, always adding value to you and helping you to navigate and start your business in Nigeria. So feel free to reach out to us if you need any help. Most importantly, we love for you to like, comment, subscribe to this channel, whether you are listening in on our podcast channel or on our YouTube channel or anywhere you've seen this video. Please like, comment, share, and share this value with people so that we can continue to add value to your business. Thank you guys, and see you on the next episode.